Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back in with another account review. Today we're looking at Dracobringor's account. Similar to the last review we just did with Malik, looks like a very end game account. A little bit of a whale maybe with all these hyper obels or free to play gem farming. Enthusiast enjoyer. There's a lot of hyper obels that I see here. All these dice hyper obels come from the gem shops. That's where obviously got either really lucky or has bought in almost every single one. But you know, these hyper obels are best in slot for drop rate because they give you more than what their normal counterparts do. Like pop obels only give you 4%. These go up to 5%. It's a little bit better. And the dice obels, instead of giving, I think 10 or so, give you 11%. So it's pretty good. Still need to farm out the Domio Magnus obels for these Sparkle, sorry, not Sparkle, but the Hexagon obels to replace the dice obels, because going from 11 to 15 is a pretty decent increase, especially given all the multipliers drop rate we've gotten recently. So, you know, farm out some of those Domio Magnus. What I'd honestly recommend is get your AC to Mr. Brightsides, farm out the drop rate there. And when you do your DK, you know, you'll benefit from the drop rate multiplier, so you're able to get more of those Domio Magnus obels if you want to flesh out that. Also, being able to complete that for your personal family page as well is going to be pretty good to give you more drop rate there. So you're going to need up to what, 7 or so, 6. How does your personal page do? It's two of the Sparkle opals, right? Yeah, 2 Sparkle opals. So getting 2 more Domio Magnus on top of the 3 you need here, so 5. You need 5 more. Okay, honestly, do you even have Domio Magnus kills? Not recently, but it looks like you are trying to get those. Okay, basic stuff, now that you're kind of in the end game, is flesh out your Death Note. I know Toolbox can be a little bit buggy, so I believe you probably still need to complete these, but get your Eclipse Skulls for the rest of World 6, your Sprout Spirits, your Baby Trolls, Woodland Spirits, Bamboo Spirits, Mama Trolls, Leek Spirits, Ceramic Spirits, get those up to 1 billion to get more of that stuff. Thank you, Crazies. Appreciate it. Looks like you've done a little bit of mini boss killing though. Do keep on the Dr. Defecus grind, because that is probably, you know, is really time gated compared to some of the others. Just respawns on a daily timer. I guess Dilapidate / Mutated Mush, Domio Magnus, and Invented Spear Lord. Those also kind of have a timer, but Dr. Defecus only spawns once per day. So, you know, it's a very slow grind, but getting up to 100k eventually is what you want to aim to do. And Glunko getting it up to 1 million is also something you want to do. So doing a little bit of active Deathbringer, again, going outside of Wraith form, dropping the Gravestone and killing Glunko every 2-3 minutes. I mentioned that in the last review. Also something you could do trying to get to 1 million, because I believe Lava Skull is kind of where it caps out. So keep that in mind. As something you want to aim for, because getting that multi-kill bonus will kind of help prep you for World 7. Multi-kill is generally pretty good if you're trying to push worlds, because if you have enough damage to one-shot the mobs and you have more than enough damage to hit multi-kill, that'll help you kill more of it to open portals a bit faster, and that's kind of how people push World 6 immediately within the first few days of it releasing. It's probably... World 7 is probably going to have similar, if not expanded upon, mechanics to the lock that World 6 had. You know, when you got to Leek Spirits, there was a lock. When you got to Woodland Spirits, or early on, there was a lock. Sky Doggy Spirits, there was a lock. You need to complete that on all of your characters, or most of your characters, to be able to push the world. That's probably going to be something similar for World 7. And since World 7 is going to be incrementally kind of updated throughout its development cycle, some of the worlds some of the portals just might be locked early on. It might be expanded upon later. We don't know how World 7 is really going to be introduced, but prepping yourself, getting every single multi-kill bonus that you can, will help you kind of down the line when you push World 7, or rather when it comes out. So, you know, getting as much multi-kill as you can now is going to help you. Obviously, getting the Eclipse Skulls right now is going to help you, because they'll give you more damage. Eclipse Skulls being multiplicative damage is pretty important to get those now. That way, when World 7 comes around, you're able to benefit from that damage bonus, hopefully have more than enough to get multi-kill on those World 7 mobs. And, you know, you'll get more multi-kill per tier because you're pushed into new tiers with a damage multi from these Eclipse Skulls. So complete those now. Get the 1 billion kills on your Deathbringer to complete the Apocalypse Wows, or Super Chows, the 100 million kills rather, to help out your account. Just to kind of prep for World 7, since you're kind of in that space, you know, prepping for World 7. It's just very, you know, hard focus some things right now to help you kind of prep for World 7, and a lot of that's going to come in the form of damage, multi-kill. If you want more prints, getting to 1 trillion prints is something to kind of aim for. Since World 7 is probably going to have something similar to World 6, where it's going to increase overall account bonuses, skill efficiency, AFK gains, what have you. If the recent development cycle of Idleon's been any indication, I think World 7 is going to introduce probably some pretty juicy account-wide stuff, like AFK gain multiplier, drop rate multiplier, class EXP multiplier, stuff like that. Or maybe other design elements or aspects are going to be expanded upon that were touched for a while. So, World 7 is probably going to have some pretty juicy stuff. Anyways. Prints, like I mentioned, having 1 trillion prints is something you want to aim for. So remember to do your bravery, focus on mining efficiency, try to get more bravery hours to get more bravery multi to get more mining efficiency, do more dragon warrior statue farming to get more mining power from the mining statues, or other statue bonuses rather, farm at divinity levels, etc. to gain more Arctis minimum talent levels and such. Long term, I think you should aim towards getting level 20 Mega Feather for a little bit more drop rate, a little bit more all stat, or skill EXP maybe. This is just, long term goal, something you want to aim for. And it's still difficult, takes a long time, but it's definitely something to push towards, especially if you're prepping for World 7. Along the lines, it's a very, very passive mechanic that you can always come back to. When it comes to stamps, always look to upgrade your stamps. Specifically, I'd be looking towards upgrading your divine stamps, since you have the resource capacity, more than enough resource capacity to be able to upgrade this. More divinity XP is always good. If you're able to upgrade the summoner stone stamp, I see with a cost reduction as well as the gilded stamp, you're able to upgrade this naturally. Just need a bunch of breezy souls, but you have the actual physical carry capacity to do so. You have the carry capacity to actually upgrade crystalline stamp. There's always a reason to upgrade crystalline stamp, so honestly, I would recommend doing it. Yeah, why not? I mean, this isn't accounting for, with the gilded stamp plus a cost reduction from hydrogen, you'll be able to upgrade this. This is probably something you want to aim for. The more often this gets hit by no stamp left behind, the more inefficient you are with it. So, because you have the natural carry capacity as it stacks up over 3 days, you should be able to upgrade this. You just kind of need to create multiple stacks in your storage to be able to upgrade this. So have 17 individual 1 billion stacks. And then as you have that 84% cost reduction, put them all on your, I think V-Man has the highest carry capacity to be able to upgrade this to 280. Bubbles, okay. I think overall you should aim towards getting your your warrior's rule, archer bust, or mage's best bubbles up to level 4,950. That is roughly 99% for those bubbles. 4,950. Just gonna know that off the top of my head. So using your atoms every single day on trying to upgrade those specific bubbles, I'd probably prioritize like you are mage's best first, and maybe warrior's rule. Although if you're aiming for the 1 trillion copper ore, maybe focus on warrior's rule first to help you get that skill efficiency needed to be able to get those 1 trillion prints. Outside of that, if you're looking for more, clicks on your alchemy bubbles, remember trying to upgrade your atom collider is probably something you want to do. Getting to level 50 atoms is your probably next big breakpoint. So doing windwalker farming, trying to get a good dust bow, and upgrading the atomic potential upgrade here for plus 20 is going to be something you want to do. Since Aether Moons are now introduced, the AFK dust mechanic is available. Getting a high dust bow, trying to optimize for Stardust and trying to max this out at 20 is like a short, mid to long-term goal you want to aim for, because you're missing 8 levels here, which translates to 16 atom clicks, which translates to up to 64 bubble levels every single day, which is pretty significant in the long run if you think about it, because that's 64 levels every single day that you're missing out on. Actually, more than that, right? Because of the Gambit Cavern, multiplying the amount of clicks you actually get. So up to 128 bubble levels every single day that you're missing out on. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah, you're missing 8 levels of Atom Collider times 2 because it gives you those clicks. and then times 4 because Larry can proc up that much, and then Gambit Cavern. So up to 128 levels every single day. You're realistically going to be getting 3, and times 2, 96 to 128 levels per day, because you might get 3, you might get 4, depending on if you've Larried, you Diamond Chef Larry, which yeah, you have. Hey chat, what's the meta for shrines? Because I haven't moved mine from World 4. The way shrines work is you need to place them in the town where your characters are AFK. So say your character's like AFK in the hole. You would put the shrines in World 5 town, and it would claim and gain AFK time since that character's in World 5. If you had that character in World 6, it would not level up the shrines because the shrines are in World 5. So place the shrines in the town that the majority of your characters are AFK, and that's how you level them up. Also, if you're leveling up shrines, honestly, at any point, put gold cheese across your characters. It's always what I recommend. Of which you don't have. But gold cheese, put them across your characters to give you more multipliers to shrine EXP. Those bonuses for shrines, you know, impacting the world you're in, come from lab, they come from sailing, and they come from Jade Emporium specifically. The lab bonus makes it so the lab... the shrine bonuses are active across the world, and World 5, I believe, makes it so the shrine bonuses are active everywhere, but you don't get the EXP unless you're in the same world as the shrines. And then the World 6 Jade Emporium upgrade just makes it so when you move the shrines, you don't lose the EXP. So it doesn't, you know, for you, for example, Draco, moving it wouldn't lose the 7.5 million EXP to make it like 0% at level 26. Yeah, that lab node I think is right here. If a shrine's placed within town instead of in a monster map, it'll act as though it's placed in every world in that entire every map in that entire world. So what that means is if you place it in World 2 town, it'll affect every map in World 2, which means you'll get the level up EXP so long as you're in World 2. If you're in World 3, you won't get the EXP because the shrine's only in World 2. The World 5 sailing artifact, somewhere, Maui Head, you get the bonuses from all shrines from any map. You must be, and it specifies you need to be in the same map and world to level them up still. So do I move shrines to World 2 before I spend candy on Nothing Island? Yes, World 2 town, or you can move it to the same map as you. It still works that way. You can just put it in town and kind of forget about it if you're going to be candying Nothing Island. But remember, after you candy, move it back to where the worlds wherever the majority of your characters are. Which these days is mostly World 5 if you're doing like Bravery and Justice and stuff. Okay, okay, I know I hate Wisdom, but getting it to 10k hours is probably what you should do to increase your chances of seeing like player drop rate, monument AFK gain, wisdom bonus multi. Like, you still want to get this to make it so leveling up your monuments are a little bit easier, because you're missing a ton of, you know, AFK bonus here from those monuments. So get your wisdom up to 10k hours, do your wisdom, you know, to try to get the bonuses here, and then I would stick your bravery and try to get to 24k hours. After that, aim for 100k hours, because bravery bonus multi is just so powerful. It's really worth it. And you haven't gotten any monument AFK gain here, so you can really scale the amount of AFK hours you get in bravery, justice, wisdom by leveling up and getting more hours in those respective monuments. Justice, you're fine. You're capped at 24k. You're good. You can move on from that. Get your wisdom up to 10k, and then get your bravery up to 24k. Or maybe, honestly, no, get your bravery to 10k first, and then get wisdom to 10k, and then do bravery to like 24, and then to 100k. And again, for those of you who don't know why I'm suggesting 100k hours plus on bravery, you want to do more than that. every single 6 hours or so you do into bravery gets you more sword damage, which means you can push higher waves of bravery. So that's why people still push bravery hours past 24k. It's because it gives you more damage, which means more waves, which means more chests, which means more bonuses, which means more chances at higher tier chests, which means AFK gain, which means bravery multi, which means more gaming bit gain and mining efficiency and bucket fill rate and character damage. So it's a no-brainer. With how universal bravery is for some of the more painful account progression stuff, bravery is a fantastic embodiment. It just takes a little bit of time. Can't you get nothing hours in town with candy? Yes you can. It's just, nicer to do it on the Nothing Island. There's no reason specifically. It doesn't give you more hours or anything. It's just thematic, I guess, that people do it there. Yeah, to get nothing hours, you just do literally nothing. Your character does 0 activity. It gives you peace of mind, yes. Salts, again, 0% auto refine on red and green. I think you're at a point where you are able to level up. Just be mindful that you're closing in on that gap to be over leveling your orange salts. So level up your red salts a bit more. You can turn explosive salts off. You can leave it on auto refine. Just get into the 100 more levels of redox salts to be able to more comfortably level up your orange salts. In my opinion, you want like a really decent surplus of red salts, which you don't have. So you want to go get more red salts before you continue pushing the levels of explosive salts. And for that matter, also get higher levels of explosive salts before you level up spontaneity. So when it comes to salts at this stage, yes, the name of the game is pushing salt levels, right? But in order to do that right now, you actually need a good surplus and healthy amount, so you don't accidentally deplete your red salts. Red salts are really powerful for one particular reason: build rate. Your squire gives you a ton of build rate based off the amount of red salts you have in your on your account, right? So if you only have 238, your build rate is going to suffer. Specifically the talent for squire, whether you're DK here on the squire page, redox rates gives you build speed per power of 10 redox salts in your storage chest. This is really, really powerful. So having redox salts in your chest, in your refinery, gives you this build rate, or rather gives you this build speed, which is a huge increase to the amount of build rate that you actually have in construction. So being able to level up your buildings is heavily based off this, as well as the other bonuses you have, like higher level construction, like the cogs that you have, the turtle vial, whatever other sources of build rate that there are, construction mastery. So this is one piece of a component that is really, and carpenter bubble. This is one piece of a component that is really powerful and gives you a ton of build rate, is going to be actually getting red salts. So making sure you have a healthy supply of red salts before you go and level up your orange salts is going to be really important for helping you push construction and getting higher level buildings. Just use 10 DK for build. Yeah, don't listen to Taco, man. That's a ban in chat. You don't deserve. Get out of here. Kidding. I'm running out of coffee. Do I get more? It's 1 o'clock. I don't think I should drink more coffee after this. No idea how you're getting endgame in 3 months, considering World 4 such a roadblock. It's just a knowledge gap, to be honest. It's really not that. If you know what you're doing, progression in this game is really easy. But if you lack the knowledge, yes, it's a little bit difficult. Honestly, even though Lava introduced that Easter egg, unlocking Windwalker fast, I still wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it, just because you need a lot of class levels and talent levels to be able to push the master class comfortably. So it's such a bait. It's such a bait. what level is it worth to spend time in the master classes? Like Deathbringer, 550, 600. If 500 to 550, I think is fine. Windwalker, you need to be like 600 plus. Arcane Cultist, like 700 plus. And since we're on the talk about the classes, I guess we'll look at your master class and see where you're at. So 4,700, pretty good. Skull of Major talent, level 30. I mean, you got the major milestone here. The next big one's going to be Skull of Major drop rate. So use the Deathbringer progression guide that I mentioned. Look at the last video I posted regarding Malik's account, specifically talking about the optimal cranium spots in World 6 that came out after that progression video for getting higher rates there. But keep progressing it. There's still a reason to progress it. You can get a little bit more drop rate from the Grimoire here, and getting the talents for the two is going to help you with the Arcane Cultist class and other master classes that come out. Also, this upgrade gives you talent points for your Deathbringer, despite it saying all other master classes. I don't know. It's been a thing since it came out, so, and it also affects the Windwalker upgrade that's similar to this anyways. The other talents for the two also gives you talent points for your Windwalker class as well as the other master classes. So those are kind of the things you want to push for in the Grimoire, along with the, I guess, late game upgrades like Death of Adam Price with the thousands and thousands of hours that takes to get to. Compass. Is 3 Deathbringer actually what you should do? No, I think 2 is fine. 2 is the meta. Oh yeah, 9200. What was I looking for here? Just looking at fighter path. So when it comes to Windwalker, obviously getting a high dust bow is what you want to do. So farming World 6 for those 80 weapon power bows is what you want to do, and putting all of your 10% stones on that with the new stone upgrade. The 500 guarantees a +1 upgrade. Cool Dust Hoarding is your next big damage increase. It is a damage multiplier to Tempest Form. So it gives you like a huge increase. This really cracks open the rest of World 6 for you. So, using your Aether Moons and trying to progress Windwalker as much as you can. The biggest thing here, obviously, like we mentioned already, is Atomic Potential. So scaling more damage will get you more dust gain, and that'll mean you get Atomic Potential a little bit easier. So this is kind of what you want to aim for, is getting level 20 here. But in order to do that, obviously you kind of need to level up damage a little bit more and probably get a higher bow. Can you not get 80 weapon power dust bows from Sugmas? No, I think 80 is only for World 6. I've also heard people say that you can get up to 85 weapon power, but I haven't seen that since I don't know. The last time I actively farmed bows on Windwalker was pre AFK Dust, I believe. Okay, when it comes to the Tesseract, honestly, in my opinion, I think a good stopping point is either Verdon Hoarding or Jewel of North Winds. I think after that, it just gets really, really, really slow. Equinox bar fill rate is nice, depending on if you've messed up your Equinox and leveled up like the Lab Fuse upgrades or too much of the Food Lust upgrades, then you could push here. But going from Arcanist Damage 4 to Eternal Stream might take hundreds of hours for you. So it might be a complete pain in the ass. It might not be. You can continue pushing it if you want to. Just be mindful every time you unlock a new upgrade, the next upgrade is going to take like an extra few hundred hours. Arcanist Accuracy 4, probably another few hundred hours. Fractal Tesseract, probably thousands of hours, to be completely honest with you. But this would be a good one to get if you could get to it. God. Because it'll multiply the amount of Tesseract bonuses. And this would increase your damage. This would increase your accuracy, so you're able to get more tachyon gain. Am I saying dust here? I apologize. More tachyon gain. Also, this, I believe, might multiply Verdon Hoarding. This might multiply the space-time upgrade that we have earlier for more tachyon gain. ripple in space-time to get you more tachyon gain. So, you know, getting here would be nice if we could, but I think the scaling on this is insane, and leveling it up past level like 5 or so, 10 maybe, might be a little bit difficult, because I think the spreadsheet specifically mentions that this takes, you know, an insane amount of these silver Tesseract tachyons to be able to level this up. So unlike Writhing Grimoire, we're not going to be able to max this out, and you know, getting a 1.1x bonus to most of your Tesseract upgrades might be good. But I mean, we kind of hit a slowdown point in Arcane Cultist for a while. Leveling Lab more on AC so you can hit 100% crit. That's also valid. You can also, you know, aiming to hit that 100% crit is also going to be pretty important for you to pushing World 5. I hesitate to say it's necessary, but it would definitely help you in pushing it, because you obviously have more consistent damage uptime in trying to push like Purgatory Stalkers, or, you know, Stoltmos probably is where you're kind of stuck right now in, I guess I can kind of find out. Oh, you're at Sugma still. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You still have a lot to gain from pushing Arcane Cultist, because, I mean, think about it. You're not even at Bright Sides yet. So I guess talent points, maybe? Is that what you're struggling with? 400? Okay. Sugma should be doable to you. Okay. I would despec points out of Arcanist form. I would max out Lobotomizer first, and then put your points in Arcanist form. That's my recommendation. Crit damage is too important. This way, it kind of saves you a little bit from having to level up Lab. The more crit chance you get, the more uptime you have on your crit damage, which means you're able to push those portals a little bit faster. So make sure to upgrade Lobotomizer over Arcanist form. And if you want arcane damage, I would just focus on the Tesseract and upgrading the damage points there. Also, remember that this talent exists, and being able to upgrade the damage by upgrading Tesseract, this is going to give you more damage than the Arcanist form like talent points would do. And to the point I mentioned earlier, doing your Deathbringer and trying to unlock the talents for the 2 is going to help kind of optimize your talent spread here. So upgrading the Grimoire is going to help you in, you know, managing your talents a little bit better, so you are able to get a little bit more Arcanist damage out of it. So, you know, optimize your bone farm, try to get to talents for the 2, and use that World 6 trick, because I think you should definitely be at the point where you have enough accuracy to kill Rice Cakes, right? You'll get probably hundreds of billions of craniums doing that trick. You know, fine. I guess I'll showcase it. So I'll waste the hour here. You know, okay. So I'm gonna go windowed mode because it's kind of necessary here. So I apologize for the small window, but it is necessary for this trick. I'll go into Wraith form. I'll go to World 6. I'll go to Craniums. Oh, sorry, Rice Cakes. And this is the trick in short. So here it is. Here we go. So you click on the Coliseum. Don't enter Coliseum. You just open your hotbar, click on the gravestone. The Rice Cakes will only spawn right here, okay? So we drop off the platform, click auto, hold A, click off the window. That's it. And you can open it back up and kind of see. And then you'll notice the horde mobs only spawn right here. This, again, like Purgatory Stalkers, like Brightsides, is not an exploit. It's been verified as safe by Hot Air. This is a valid form of farming craniums. And then you just kind of use this trick like you do Purgatory Stalkers. And then for me, because I have Bovenet hoarding unlocked, I get up to 1.2, 1.3 trillion craniums an hour. I use my charred bones here, and we're all hunky-dory. And this is probably the fastest way to push Grimoire nowadays, just because of this trick. Craniums are really easy to get. And then nothing outside of that's really changed from the Deathbringer progression guide. I think we found Ceramic Experience is a good replacement for Tremor Worms at one point. There, the gravestone placement is on the same level as the NPC. You'd place the gravestone on the rope at the bottom of the rope, and be a little bit mindful about your character wandering away. You want to try to optimize your uptime on the horde monsters. And I think I get like double, triple the rates that I do Tremor Worms. And then later on, Craniums get from Rice Cakes get replaced to Samurai Guardians. If you're looking at other spots, my Deathbringer video that I posted still somewhat up to date, but you know, The only thing that's changed has been the cranium spots for rice cakes and samurais. The rib cages eventually gets replaced by mini chief spirits. And the Bovidae spot gets replaced from tremorworms to ceramic spirits. So not much has changed from the Deathbringer guide video that I've made. Not enough for me to really warrant a whole new video. Maybe I'll post some shorts about it eventually. But this is what you should do for farming craniums. You see my gravestone's already at 355. I guess now I can go full screen if I want. But now I'm at 370 gravestone. It just keeps on going. I have another 148 seconds. If I look at my AFK info now, I'm almost at the way for a trillion craniums an hour. And as I keep leveling this up, as I keep killing the mobs, it'll go up to a trillion. So, that's kind of the optimal cranium spot. So I'll go back to sitting here, go back to my AC, and continue farming off screen like I normally do. There you go. That's the optimal farming for World 6. The only changes since that video. So if you want to know the other spots in World 6, go look at that video. I'll try to link in the video, but also look at the channel for the spots as well. Yeah, I mean, I said I would make shorts, but after the free-to-play account, I kind of got sidetracked in making other content. So eventually I'll come back to that and revisit it for you guys to use. But make sure to use those spots and look at that video for the other spots as well. They go into great detail. There are timestamps, so you don't have to watch the whole video. If you don't want to, I don't recommend it because it's an hour long. But you can definitely look at that video for reference and look at the timestamps in the description. Also, Path of Exile, absolutely. Kind of sidetracked me. Hey, what have we not talked about yet? I guess farming. Okay, farming grind, Draco. This is what you need to do. So, okay, day market upgrades, 100%. This is what you need to do. So right now, oh, wow. Okay, we got a farming neglector. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the worst state I have ever seen farming on someone that has completed World 6. How have you found 120 crops is my question. Okay, so if you trade in your magic beans right now, you're going to get, all your crops, you're going to get 7,881. I think you have more than enough magic beans to get this to 1.2x. You have enough magic beans to get this to at least 5%. And you can unlock land ranks. You can get points into value GMO, and you can get points into super GMO, and you can get a lot more points into OG fertilizer. Honestly, you need to upgrade everything here in the night market when you trade in your beans. And then you need to level up your land ranks, right? Put most of your points into production boost, and you need to farm out your day market until like 240% plus one crop, 120% growth speed, like 2000% crop evo, 150% product doubler, 100% more beans, like 200% more land rank exp. Like, you have, if you trade in your beans, like, it's farming is going to be a like complete joke to you. Wow, you can like super accelerate your progress in farming. Like, you can probably get to like 180 crops like easy overnight, to be completely honest with you. Okay, so I guess, okay, I guess you kind of need a little more hands-on approach for farming, no dude. So a little trick before you actually do a bean reset. Here's what I'd recommend. So I kind of need to do this anyways. So maybe not this much, but what do I even? How do you even do farming resets this early right now? What's your growth speed? This is probably going to help inform me what you should do. Crops. Jesus Christ. Okay. you have like no speed GMO though, so 15-minute growth cycle. I'm an old school farmer, man. No beans or land ranks. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't understand why you do that to yourself. I don't understand. I don't understand people. I mean, if you had speed GMO, if you had value GMO, if you had super GMO, you'd be able to do this type of reset, but I don't even know how to help you if you're trying to destroy your account like this. Like, farming is so monumentally game-changing for your account. Like, I don't know why you would impose this challenge on yourself. Farming's not that hard to comprehend. Like, what? There we go. If it look at that quick reset, I'm now capped at value multi. Like, now I have the max amount of speed possible. Or not max amount of speed, but like the max amount of value multi possible. I just sit here and I click. And this is how I do my farming resets. It takes a few minutes to get back to where I was, to going back to OG farming. And then make sure to, when you grow the crops, check the market again to refresh the bonuses from your multi, because it doesn't catch up. And then, just I don't even know how to advise you how to progress farming without magic beans. Like, it's like saying I'm gonna go do my mining prince with rucksack prayer on, and without a mining pickaxe, and without the mining statue, and on a mage. It makes no sense. All farming is night market. Like, 90% of the speed that you're gonna get are gonna come from summoning and night market. So if you're neglecting night market, then of course your farming is going to suck absolute donkey balls, man. Like, don't do what Draco's doing, because it's like almost short of bricking your account. Just for funny haha memes. It's like equipping slush skulls. Anyways, yeah, I'm already at 110 crops. There you go. We're up to glassy crops. And once you look at that, I've surpassed your total crops found already. And then, just sit here until I'm done with I'm up to the most recent or latest glassy crop that I can grow, and there we go. It's that easy. And then, occasionally just go back to check the market, refresh your speed. I'll level this up a little bit so I get a little more speed, because why not? I don't understand people. I don't understand the silly challenges people impose upon themselves. It makes no sense. It's like someone playing the game candyless. I don't understand. And yeah, this is the trial pairs farming reset method that I talk about so frequently. Instead of linking the video, I hope this kind of helps people kind of understand it. But I guess the trick I kind of glossed over for people doing like the actual resets and stuff. If you lock an empty space before you plant the crop, it'll force grow the first crop, because late game you run into a problem where you have like a guaranteed 100% chance to grow the next crop. Like that's just inevitable. Also, you have more than enough speed to like blow past the first crop anyways. So the trick is you lock an empty plot, you click on whatever seed you're trying to grow, and you click on that plot that you locked. It'll grow that first crop. That was a quality of life update that was introduced a while back. That allows you to grow that first crop, because the Evo multi just became too high and the speed multi became too high to where you just couldn't, if you weren't fast enough, you wouldn't be able to grow that. I went a while without working on farming and thought it'd be funny, so I just left it. Definitely agree with that. Upgrading farming would be huge for you. May read my meta message? No. Yeah, once you get up to like the 200 plus crops, like actually doing a farming reset just takes a little bit of time. Eventually my speed GMO and super GMO will catch up to where I'll have enough growth speeds where it's less than a second growth time, which will really ramp up the speed. I'm honestly considering spending a lot more magic beans on growth speed right now to make this reset just a little bit faster. You see, now I've hit that sub 1 second and it's like really growing fast. And this is, you know, if you're endgame, hitting this sub 1 second growth speed for glassy crops is really important for this exact reason, because it really speeds it up. Get more OG fert, why not? Sure, click check back on the market. We're almost at the end. OG Gert. OG Gertilizer. How do you get Evo late game? Evolution GMO. That's all it is. It's just upgrading Evo GMO. It's this upgrade. This is the vast majority of your crop Evo multi. Should I be buying all the stuff from all the shops that I can afford? Yes, I mean, initially you want to try to get like the green stack for a lot of the crops, or a lot of the shop stuff. But World 6 shop, you want to buy the Bonjo pickles, the crop resets. Upgraded stones are going to be obsolete probably pretty soon with World 7, so not as much. World 1, you want to buy this from the Villa NPC, buying the eyes and the bags for the gems. Probably this pepper here, getting the vial up for no good reason. The tape you want to buy from the World 1 shop. And that's really it. What does farming even do to you? Farming gives you a damage multi. It gives you gaming speed. This is Evo, but it's actually speed. Jade coin multiplier. A rather large meal speed increase. More cash percent. This is a multiplier to cash percent. Pet rate. This makes shiny pet leveling really fast. It gives you base critters, which means more trapping EXP, like a lot more trapping EXP. This is a multiplier to trapping EXP. And it also gives you a ton of drop rate, like a ton of flat drop rate, which get multiplied by a bunch of stuff. And this all gets scaled by Deathbringer's Grimoire bonus. There's a upgrade in the Grimoire that'll multiply the pencil upgrades that you get from those guys. So it is really important. Farming these days is required if you want to try to finish farming and try to get the 90Q super bit, just because of how fast. It's not really required, but it's really, really helpful for finishing farming, getting that instant growth time. So farming, don't sleep on it. It is a pretty important aspect of your account. Don't do what this guy's doing. All right, Veil Rosary, 2 Jade Scrolls. All right, it's fine. Bunch of Lotus Flowers. At this stage, my recommendation is just do a bunch of gemstone farming, getting to 100k on Aquamarine, Starite, Moissanite, Frostfire, Garnet, or sorry, Fire Frost. Those are pretty important because those give you the stealth bonuses and such. So really, really important. You have all the pristine charms. It's pretty good. And obviously getting higher levels of these charms is going to help you in the long run. Obviously getting higher levels is going to make their bonuses higher, but also it scales the Starite bonus a little bit higher, so you get more stealth, more charm levels, more door damage, more action speed, more bonuses to all these other ones. So getting higher levels of the charms is probably something you want to do. Go back down to like Mastery 3 and try to get more of those. Getting to Mastery 4 right now is definitely something you want to do. So, grinding out those 100k for those gemstones will help you get to Mastery 4 a little bit easier. Other thing you can do is try to get to 40k hours on the Nothing Island, the Fractal Island. This will give you a 2% stealth increase per sneaking level you have. This is essentially like a 10x increase the amount of stealth you get realistically. At least it was when I got it. This is a pretty important upgrade. Obviously getting 20,000 candy hours or 20,000 nothing hours is going to take you a little bit of time, but that's nothing a DK orb plus Biggie hours can't solve, because it'll help increase the amount of candies you get from Biggie hours, and it's relatively easy to do. I guess other long-term goals to aim for, obviously getting level 13 of the Red Salt Vial. Getting level 13 of the Dreadnought Vial is probably something you want to do. Waiting for the next Shrine Time bonus for 40k hours. That's also valid, but I also wouldn't necessarily bank on it, because the last time Shrine EXP came into fruition, people voted for Class EXP. So, I would just use your candies, because if that's any indication, we're never going to see that ever again. That was straight up diabolical, by the way. I can't believe people voted for Class EXP over a multiplier to Shrine levels. Do they not realize how important Crescent Shrine is these days? I can level up grind time I can level up grind time 5 times and get almost as much EXP as the ballot bonus. Okay, Draco, have I not touched on anything that you want me to advise you on, to give you some advice on before I end the review? Because honestly, I think the best way for you to, prep your account for World 7 is doing farming correctly. I mean, as always, Kilroy, do Kilroy, level up timer, level up the bonus skulls and such. Don't upgrade. Well, I guess in your case, this is a good upgrade because you have 0 Evo GMO. This is crazy. This is not a good upgrade for anyone who's doing farming. This is straight up awful. I don't know how this works in the calculations, but it feels like this is additive to Evo GMO. So in terms of a 1E 117 bonus compared to 5.46, Evo GMO just straight up outbeats that. For breeding, wondering what your suggestion is. Working on shiny pet bonus first so far. That's a good one. So obviously farming would help you out with this, right? I guess big question is what skill levels you have, right? Because if you're not trapping 120, which you aren't, base critters is definitely something you want to aim for. So level up your base critters with shiny pets. So this is like number 1. Get this like level 8, 9, 10 or so. That should be relatively easy based off your shiny multi that you have here. Remember when you're on Windwalker to equip the star sign bonus with a star sign chip doubler to help you out with that. Getting this level 10 for the base critters right now is going to help you out in the short term to help you get more trapping levels. Make sure once you get these level 10, do a retrap on your V-Man with the Maestro Transfusion, as much skill EXP as you can to get you the most EXP. Because remember, base critters is a multiplier to that. And then, you know, what you're doing right now, the shiny level up rate, this is pretty good. Honestly, I think you can stop here before you hit level 20. It's just going to take a little bit of time. I think I'd rather see the base critters right now. Getting to 120 trapping, I think, is a bigger milestone than trying to get to 20 faster shiny pet level up rate. Because all in all, it's not really that impactful. Like, look at the crop bonus you have here, 20.43x, summoning's 10.63. The breeding bonus itself from all these shiny pets is only giving you 3.75. Like, it's not bad, right? But you could also use your lamp wishes instead and probably get more from this. Yeah, you have these at 20, so I think you can stop, right? I think maybe get Crescents to 15 because that'd be a lot easier than getting Mode Board to 20. And then do base critters, and then probably what I would do is meal bonus if you haven't done that. This is, oh yeah. Okay, base critters and then do meal bonus. Get this to 15. Get both of these to 15, right? And then, you know, if one day you see the light and you do farming correctly, then you can go back and do those pets to 20. Yeah, I think I might go do some shiny pet farming myself, because it's been a while. Since, hold on real quick, reading a YouTube comment. Choco Chip's coming in a couple of weeks. I just got to World 4 yesterday. Is there a way I can get enough resources before I buy it so it can shows up? Yes, you can. If you really hard focus and like lock in, you can get Choco Chip in a week and a half. I did it on my free to play. The way you do that, I just did an account review. I think the first one I did today, talking about Potato's account. You can look at the VOD for the exact advice I give you, but you know, level up your production anvil, get to the pinion spurs, have all your characters producing pinion spurs. That'll be really easy. And then from there, following the Idleon guide sheet for the pet spice to get as the 100 beach stock spices, trying to unlock the next spices for unlocking the cheese meal. You should be able to do it relatively quickly. And if you have Prisma fragments to be able to double Diamond Chef, that is going to make getting the cheese meal like extremely easy, like very trivial. If you can't do that, then it's still feasible to unlock it, because I didn't have it Prisma doubled anyways on my free to play account before I got the Choco Chip anyways. So okay, Draco. Well, aside from that, base critters, number 1 is one of the shiny pets you should do. Number 2, what do we talk about? The meals. And then number 3, go back to the shiny pet bonuses. Okay, cool. We'll stop there, Draco. Thank you for the account. Hopefully you see the light and you start doing farming correctly. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.